far
Yeah.
so good.
You're correct, man. It's very time consuming, and that's why 90% of the people don't do it, right?
Yeah, I
But then
agree.
that's why 90% of the people fail. You
That's
know,
why I didn't do it much in the past.
right?
There's a reason.
Absolutely, I agree with you 1,000%, man. It's very time consuming, and it sometimes feels like you're not getting anywhere. But I promise you, it's where you actually get what you need to be able to be successful, and really more importantly to be consistent. um, and that's really the hardest part of trading, is just being consistent, because you can be lucky, because really when you think about it, it's a 50-50 shot when you buy or sell, right? And so 50-50 shot, and sometimes you're going to get you'll get lucky, right? And you'll make a good trade, and that trade will be awesome trade. You'll make $1,000 or whatever, but then other times you'll be very unlucky, and you'll blow that $1,000 in one or two um, one or two trades.
Yeah.
So the back testing itself is literally what allows you to grow consistency over a period of time, because in reality all you're doing is you're basically you're doing two things. You're proving to your brain that you can actually this actually works, and that it's not something that's going to cause you any danger, right? If you really think about it, your brain is always trying to keep you safe, and it's trying to keep you comfortable, right? So if you're going through this back testing and you're seeing this stuff over and over and over again, you're basically letting your brain know, hey, this is safe, this is okay. You can see this happening over and over and over and over again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it gives you it's going to give you the confidence, essentially, when you take that trade, when you get into the trade, that your brain is not going to basically start to go against you, just because there's a candle that goes against you, because you've seen it over and over and over again. So
Yeah,
that's
right now I'm trying not to have the tendency to sneak that candle ahead. To stop right there, take the trade, and see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, you're not, we're not magicians here. You know what I mean? It's not magic or anything like that. So yeah, the back testing just plays a huge part into what it is that you need to do, and what gets you to basically just be consistent with that. So, Gary, what questions did you have? No question, I assume, Gary?
Oh, sorry, man. I didn't know you were talking to me. No,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay, cool. So Shane, Tom, Nor, Tony, any questions about back testing?
Doing all right in that area with the back testing.
No? You're good? Okay.
No questions.
I have a couple questions about. I saw on the journal, Mark, that there is what do you call it? The pivot points 1, 2, 3, and
Yes.
major Q points.
Yeah, we're gonna go over that stuff. That stuff in later videos.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the stuff that's there that we haven't covered, just don't worry about it, because we're gonna get to it.
Okay. Great. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. So don't let it all confuse you or anything like that. But yes, it's pretty straightforward, and the more important part of it is just to actually go ahead and do the back testing is really the most important part. It's just doing it.
Right.
The other stuff are really just technicalities to allow you to basically put in as much information as possible. Because one thing that I learned that I wish I would have known before I started back testing is when I started back testing, I didn't have spreadsheets like this. I had basically a pen and paper and a pad, and I wrote everything on paper. And so when I was writing stuff on paper, I was only writing certain things down as I
Right.
was back testing. But then I was like, damn, I wanted to find out something else. And so I had to go back and replay the charts again.
Okay.
Yeah. So I ended up replaying the charts like 3 or 4 times to get the information that I wanted. And so I wish I had a spreadsheet or something, that had basically all the categories, and I was just literally filling it out.
Yeah, it's really
So-
actually really helpful, and but it's taking me like a bit time to do it.
Correct. It's
Yeah,
going to take you longer to do it, but
right.
I promise you're only going to do it once. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
you're not
Yes.
going to have to go back, 3 or 4 times like I did, and replay the same charts over and over and over again to get that same information.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to take longer to do it, yes, because you're filling out all the information, but you're only going to do it once, and you're not going to have to go back and do it again.
I see. Okay.
So that's it. There's advantages and cons to it, but in reality, I think it's all advantage because you're going to do it anyways. So you might as well just do it right the first time and not have to go back and worry about doing it again. And so
Yeah,
think
actually,
about the
I'm
kind of
happy.
data that you're recording as well. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was saying actually I am happy to do it because it's like a habit, and also you see more on your way going ahead, forward.
Right.
It's really educational.
Yes.
You educate yourself. I'm so glad about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's something that that takes a lot of discipline to do. Number one, because a lot of it is just tedious, repeated stuff over and over and over again. And then
Mhm.
sometimes it may feel like, am I really getting something out of it? By the end of the time that you do that one pair and you fill out all the information, you're going to know a lot about that specific pair. And that's the whole point, right? Because in reality, when it comes down to it, you only need one pair that you really know back, really good.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So imagine, if for those of you that are married or have a girlfriend or whatnot, so, I mean, imagine, if you were with your wife or girlfriend for like a year, like how well do you know her to be able to piss her off in like, within 10 seconds? You know what I mean? When you first started dating her, you really couldn't do that because you didn't know what her tendencies were, what she likes, what she doesn't like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's the same concept with a pair. The
Gotcha.
more that you know it, the more time you spend with that pair, you're going to know everything about it, what the tendencies are, what it likes to do on a certain day at a certain time.
Mhm.
And so not the fact that you can go into, let's say, on a chart and start to pick out essentially, the different types of the different types of levels, let's say within a different time frame, and keep up with it because you're just constantly from week to week. You're just you're just keep on going with it. So if you keep on going with that one pair, you're going to know where you are on that pair and what to expect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense. Right.
So then you're not questioning yourself. Is this pair on? What is this pair? What is this pair doing? Coming in automatically, like, hey, I know GU's on level 3. We're looking for buys today. So those are all things that allow you to basically get an advantage when it comes to trading just one specific pair. So a couple things that I wanted to go over here. I think this week will probably be very short. There is a video. Listen, there's going to be a video that I have that Travis gave to me about him back testing. It's about 15 minutes long or so. That I'm going to include it in this as part of this group session. So like later on tonight, when this video is uploaded to the website, there's going to be an additional 15-minute video that Travis did about backtesting, that he goes over different things that he does specifically with backtesting, that I think would help you guys benefit, if, seeing it from a different point of view. Okay. So this video will be added another 15 minutes or so when it's put onto the website, and you'll have that video of Travis. But for you guys that are trading, let's say, for you guys that are trading the 15-minute charts and really not going up, let's say to a higher time frame or something like that. I talked about this to a couple of the guys in the one-on-ones that we had today, and that's basically using the 15-minute chart and using Asian box stacking to find what level you are, right? So instead of depending on anything else, right? If you can depend on something that's very simple to understand, is like this. So what if you drew out basically just the sections of the Asian range, okay, on a pair? So what I mean by that is, let's say this is the beginning of the week here, right? And you just draw a box just showing the beginning of the week. This is basically the Asian range here. Now, this also the next day is here. There's your Asian range here. Beginning of the day, same thing. Beginning of the day, same thing. Beginning of the day, same thing. Right? Do you get what I did? Does everybody understand what I just did? I just drew a box from the beginning of the day through the Asian range, basically, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. That's not the importance of it. So, like for example, today, while it's starting now, we could just draw a box like this. So, if you take this intraday, which is what we're trading, right? Intraday meaning you're in a trade in you're in a trade on the same day that you come out of the trade, right? So you take a trade for a couple of hours, you get out. So if you look at this, and let's say this is peak formation low here on a 15-minute chart, you can basically just do this. And can you easily identify what level you're on? Does this
Makes it a lot easier.
So this is level 1, this is level 2, this is level 3. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if this makes it, because we're intraday traders, right? This is going to basically allow you to know where you are level-wise on a 15-minute chart, and it's going to be super easy for you to understand what's going on.
Yeah, because you always have consolidation during the Asian.
Exactly.
Cool.
So this is something that you could use essentially on a daily basis. Basically, when you come up to the charts, maybe just draw the little boxes here. Grab your rectangle tool here and literally just draw the boxes. For all the Asian ranges for the week, or even for, let's say, the previous week. You don't have to get them perfect because it doesn't matter. The point is to just allow you to see, is this moving up? Is this moving sideways? You know what I mean? Because if two boxes basically from day to day are moving sideways, you know that you're at a level here. This is a level here. This box is higher than this one. These boxes are higher than this one. This box is higher than this one. So it just allows you to see the intraday levels just very easily without having to do any guesswork of, oh my God, what level am I, or am I counting the levels right or wrong? Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah. Awesome.
Very
So
good.
if you want to start using this intraday, by all means, start using the intradays. Listen, everything that you guys have, the EMAs, the boxes and stuff like that, all that are just tools to help you find the things that we're talking about, right? At the end of the day, your eye, the tools cannot replace your eyes from seeing the charts in the way that you see them. Okay. So if you take away everything and you just have a naked chart on here, can you see the trades that are appearing here? Can you see the setups without needing to draw the boxes for the Asian range or the boxes for, for the London and the US sessions? Can you see the trades that are happening at the lows of the days and at the highs of the days? Can you see these trades that are happening? That's really the whole point, is they're just there to help you identify where. But I mean, if you really wanted to, you don't need any of that stuff. You just need your eyes to know where to look at. You get what I'm saying? So just know that the tools themselves are just tools. They can never replace your ability with your naked eye to actually see what we're teaching. It's just there to basically help you focus on where and what time and things of that nature. All right. But it definitely cannot replace your ability to see this with your eyes. And so over time, as you grow as a trader and you understand the concepts and you understand the behaviors and everything like that, what you're looking for. So having, the boxes and stuff like that, they're just an added bonus to basically not have to, kind of figure out, okay, is this 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock or whatever. But at the end of the day, you can see this stuff, the trade's already there without looking at the box over time. So for you guys that just joined later, do you guys have any questions about the back testing or anything like that? I believe it was Shane, Kyle. You guys are all good, yes? Any questions about anything that I just spoke about, the Asian box stacking or anything like that? Any questions?
Very good. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So anything else that you guys want to talk about? Because this is your time to ask questions. Any setups that you don't understand that happened last week or anything like that? Is everything making sense?
Yeah, I know a couple of trades last week. If I would have gotten out on the 6 camel rule, it'd been at least break even or something. So I'm learning about that one.
About getting out of trade on the 6 candle?
Yeah, instead of sitting there hoping.
Instead of hoping, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think is the idea behind that? Why 6 candles? Why not 7 or 8?
I guess you did back study.
why not 10? Why not 4? Why 6?
Yeah.
Why why is there 6? So if you think about it, the point that we're trying to do, that we're trying to trade, is we're trying to basically trade off the high or the low of the day, right? That's all we're trying to do. And so the idea is basically, if you're at the right location of the low of the day, like, they're going to make their low of the day to trap traders, and then they're going to move away. They don't need to come back for more, right? So if they come back for more, then a lot of high percentage of the time, that's not the actual high or low of the day. So to basically get you out of a trade that could be a bad trade, or that could be, let's say, a losing trade, where you could lose, let's say, 15, 20, 30 pips or whatever your stop loss is, where it's something that's not where you don't have to think about it, and it's very simple yes or no question, is 6 candles. After 6 candles, if you have the right time, You know, if you look, if you're at the right time, right low of the day, 6 candles, you should be well into profit. You know, if you're trading at the higher the low, the correct higher low of the day, you should be in profit. You know, if you thought that this was here the high of the day and you traded, look, you're not at the, you know, you're not at the right high of the day. So what happens? You get stopped out. Right? Your stop loss is there to protect you, but if you see that you're just moving sideways for 6 candles, like that's not the high of the day that you think it is. You know, or if it's happening, let's say if you have a situation to where you have your Asian box, and then let's say you have your London and your New York box up here, and they made this move here, and all they're doing is just basically moving sideways, and they're not moving basically down. Essentially, all they're doing is just, you have to understand the behavior that they're doing is moving sideways for a reason, because they don't have enough orders that they need in order for them to make the move that they want to make, which is here. So they'll just spend 4 hours going sideways until the beginning of the US session and then drop. You have the right move, it's just the timing isn't right. You know, so understanding the behaviors that they do, and this is where going into the back testing and replaying the charts over and over and over again on a pair, on those 5 pairs that you guys trade, will get you to understand the behaviors that happen on that specific pair. If you guys are if you guys want to have a different back testing tool, there is a different one that's other than TradingView that other people are using, that's called Soft 4X, which is this simulator here. I believe Gary's using it, and somebody else is using it as well. This is a paid, this is a one-time paid license or whatnots, but it allows you to play the charts, and you actually get the candle movement as it's happening, right? So it's not just painting a candle at a time, it's actually painting the candle as it's producing, right? So you know that the type of advantage knowing how the candle, you know, is actually produced, and how it's actually produced, you know. So it's not like this where you're just getting a candle at a time, you know, that doesn't show very much. It's pretty, you know, this could be, sometimes could be very you know, very bad for you if you don't understand the movement of the candles. But on this other software that's for MetaTrader, this literally shows you the candle as it's being made. So this fake move that happens at the very beginning, so you can literally see how it is playing out if it was in real time. You know, so I think one of the biggest disadvantages is when you play just this one candle, is that essentially you're not waiting 15 minutes for that candle to form. It's literally a second, right? You can see the movement of the candle because it shows you down and then back up, right? But when you can actually view this as it's actually being developed, you get the same type of emotional effect as when you're seeing this in a live market, right? And I think that's a huge advantage. So this software, if you want to get it, you can get it. It's $100 one time for the life of you know, for the life of the license or whatever. And it says here you can put it on 2 MetaTrader accounts, and you even have a 14-day money back guarantee. So it's Windows only, not for Mac, but it's for MetaTrader, right? And so I think if you like to have that kind of, you know, the kind of stuff where the candle actually plays the hole and you want to wait, you know, you don't have to obviously play the candle in 15 minutes, so you can wait the whole 15 minutes, but you can speed it up, but at least you can see how the candle was actually made, you know, and I think it'll give you that same type of emotional effect when you're trading. And I believe also you can actually place trades on here as well for like buy and sell. So you can actually place the trades and see how they would have worked out also. So a little bit, you know, a different type of thing that you can do here instead of using, like, let's say this on TradingView or whatnots, and then waiting out to see what happens. So if you like that kind of stuff, you can go and get that that software as well. I believe, Gary, you use this on here, right?
Yeah, like a lot.
You like this a lot, yes?
Yeah. Well, it's like I was telling you earlier, you know, it's the realism of it. So
Right, the realism of it, that makes a huge difference. Yeah.
yeah.
So if you guys want to get this, I'll link it in the chat of this of the Zoom room here. So if you guys want to get it, you can get it. But I think it'll probably be a good investment because this will be you'll be able to see the actual candle and really take the trades also, which is pretty cool as well. So if you're a metaphor trader, that might give you a pretty good thing to do as well. I have a question for everybody. For those of you that use MetaTrader, is there anything for those beta indicators that you would like added or would like anything added to it?
No, I use MT4 and that beta indicator, and it works quite well.
Right. So is there anything at all that you feel could be better that we could add to it? Just because I'm going to be talking to Peter about that indicator to see if, you know, because I've gotten some feedback from some of you that want certain things, you know, possibly, you know, added to make some changes of the colors and stuff like that. So is there anything specifically that anybody wants to add?
Not particularly.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. So the main thing that I've gotten so far as feedback from it is you want to be able to change the colors of the EMAs to whatever color you guys want. And then you want to be able to do the boxes in different colors or have them in transparency. So where it's just, where it's not basically the gray in the middle, it's just the outline of the box.
Yeah, I think you can change the EMA colors, or at least I have on it.
You've changed the EMA colors on it?
Yeah. You just
Okay.
go in the inputs.
How'd you do that?
You go in the inputs. Yeah. I just went into the inputs and
Yeah, I did this also. Yeah.
wait a minute.
Really?
No, actually, I went into colors. I'm sorry, I went into colors and did it.
Okay.
I thought the colors was for the high low ranges, the weak, the high low.
No, that's how I changed
Well,
it.
maybe the EMAs are in there. I'll have to look at that again.
Okay. All right. So can anybody else tell me then, because I don't have Windows, so I can't really mess with it. Can everybody see if you can make the boxes transparent at all? You know, to where basically you can get rid of the background to where it's just a square instead of it being gray.
No, I don't think I've been able to do that. However, you can sort of blend in to similar color to the background, which hides most of it, which I've done.
Okay.
So you are aware that they are there, but it's very subtle.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't see where you can do an outline on it, just the whole box.
Gotcha. All right. Very good. Very good. Anything else then that you guys feel could be better or could help you more, or anything like that?
I
Very
think
happy with it.
There, there was one about having an alert when the 15 or 5 and 13 cross. I mean, I have that anyway on that separate indicator, but I don't know.
Is there not an alert for the 5 and 13 cross on there?
There's
There should be like a dot or something like that. Right?
There's a dot, but there's not like a pop-up.
Okay, the pop-up. Gotcha. The pop-up message. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Anything else besides the pop-up and let's say the transparency and stuff like that of the boxes?
Mark, I think maybe if we can add also the quarter points.
The quarter points.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know if we can add it. I don't know.
I think the quarter points are going to be almost very similar to the pivot points that he added on there.
Okay.
So, but we haven't even gone over any of that stuff anyways.
All right. Okay.
So, I mean, quarter points, honestly, it's just, you want to know what quarter points are, all they are is just the endings of the numbers, right? So the numbers are broken into basically every quarter. So if you think of, 100 to 1,
yeah,
right? You have basically a line at 100, a line at 75, a line at 50, a line at 25, and a line at 1.
Oh, okay.
Those are the quarter points. That's literally all that it is. And so the theory behind it is just that because they're psychological numbers, right? That price will go up there and reverse.
Okay.
That's literally all that it is the quarter points. It's just the psychological levels at every quarter. So if you look at the charts, as far as the numbers go, if you look at these numbers, you can basically break down, where the quarter points would be.
Okay.
Let's just do this for an example. 31. 31 is right here, right?
Yeah.
Then you place another one at like 750. Then you place another one at 500. Right? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, got you.
You put another one at 250. So you put another one here.
Oh, easy.
Yeah. And then you put another one at the 100 level, at the 00 level. So it'd be right there. So those are your quarter points for that.
Nice.
That's all it is. Now, the reason that they're not on there is because it makes it's going to ruin the chart, I think, where you have too many lines.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it defeats the whole purpose.
You're right. Yes, correct.
So yeah, those are literally that's what quarter point theory is. It's just supporting resistance lines and psychological levels.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if now that you know what they are, psychologically, you already know what you're looking for. Is price going up to that point or not? And this example here is on a bigger scale, right? With the numbers. So, I mean, you could even do it, from, let's say, you could do it on a smaller scale too. And that's where it can get, like too much, cause you could do it from like 900 to 31.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying? So you could do it from here, 900, and then go up to 25, and then go up to 50, you know what I'm saying? So it could be like, basically you might as well just do this. You know what I mean? And you'll have better fucking luck at it. Literally. Because that's what you're doing. When you really think about it, if you break it down into like this kind of thing, like every single 25 points is a psychological number. You
I
know what I
understand
mean?
now. I understand. Yeah.
So then
Gotcha.
it's like it defeats the whole purpose. This is why I don't even go into any of that crap.
Right. Now I got you.
I think people are just sold on like some kind of magic pill or something like that, a magic button, you know, that you press and it's magically gives you trades or something like that.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's just more stuff that can, you know,
Complicate things.
that will ruin. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Let's see, the more items we add to the indicator, the slower MT4 run. If we have, yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. So that's why, you know, you need just the basics, and over time, literally, like, you know, you'll be able to use without any of the stuff now that you know what it is that you're looking for. And that's the whole point, you know.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that like over time you won't be able to like, okay, here's a level here, this is a level here, this is a level here, this is a level here. You know, do you need any crosses or anything like that to tell you what that is?
No.
You know, it's just over time of practice over and over and over again, doing it over and over and over again, that's going to get you to that. That's all it is.
Right.
It's just practice. It's like people want the big secret to being consistent and everything. The big secret is back testing. That's it.
Mhm.
That's the secret.
Yeah, but otherwise, the beta one is really awesome. I really like it on MT4. So
Yeah.
everything is nice, and you know, all the boxes, everything is perfect.
Good. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it.
Thank you.
I know you worked hard on it.
Hey, Mark, the colors are there, so I was wrong about that.
Okay.
Okay, you scratch that. So,
All right, cool. So now it's just basically the alerts, pop-up alerts, and then the transparency of the boxes, just to make the square only, not the gray.
yeah,
stuff
like it was
inside.
just a frame around it, you know.
Right. I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
that would be nice. It's no big deal, really. But
No, I'm sure we could do it. It's just like that's why it's in beta, right? Because I want
yeah.
to.
Well, you had it
Test
in the old one, okay? So whatever you had in the old one, just plop in the new one, you know.
Yeah. So cool.
Yeah.
Any other questions or anything like that? Honestly, because if you guys don't have any other questions, this will be it, and then I'll edit and I'll add the 15-minute video of back testing that Travis did for us. Any questions on levels, cycles, anything like that at all?
No, I think we're good for the moment, Mark.
Cool. Kevin, you got any new questions from this morning? No. Tony, any questions, buddy?
No, Mark, I'm good.
You good?
Yep.
How's the computer treating you? Good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just trying to get back into it. I do have a quick question though. So are we still, so the back testing, we'll still be able to document that on the mentoring group, the back testing spreadsheet that's on the Google Docs?
No, we don't need that info no more, man. Because because what's his name? Jeez, what the heck is his name? This guy grabbed all the info for the last like 20 years, so we don't need it.
Oh, we don't. Okay.
Yeah. So there's a new Rob did it. There's a new spreadsheet in the website, on the mentoring website. If you go to journal, there's a new journal that we uploaded, and I think you should have had that already in your class. But that new journal is the one that Rob did for us, and it's basically got everything that you need to capture your own for your own pairs.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, the data that we were collecting before when you did your class, we don't need that because Rob already grabbed all the data for the last 20 years for the pairs.
Oh,
so it's really about running tests on that data now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But so for our own back testing, there's a document though that's on the website, on the journal.
The
If we want to do
journal,
our own
the
course.
journal, there's a back testing journal. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, there's
Cool.
a new one if you've still got the old one.
Okay.
But yeah,
All right. Sounds good. Appreciate it.
yeah.
Yes, Mark. I was able to download it finally.
Were you? Okay, great.
Yeah, and also with the trading view, what you showed me today, I was able to, apparently one was saved, so I was able to at least get in that way.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what Kimon had a problem with today, or not even today, but she's been having a problem with is the fact that her charts, when she goes from one computer to another, her charts disappear. And so what I was telling her was there's a save option feature on TradingView where you can save or make a copy of your charts. So if you click up here to where you have this little cloud icon here, you can click on it and make a copy and name it whatever you want to name it. You know, make it FXN charts, whatever, and then just save it. And then basically that saves that template of where you were at that time. And so if you ever get in a situation to where you're using two different computers and you go back and you don't see the same charts again, you can go here and you can load the chart layout that you had at that time. So it basically takes you back to that specific time from where you had. So think of it like, I don't know, like an iCloud backup or something like that, you know, where you could go back as long as you're saving it though. To specific points. So if you are really heavy into TradingView and stuff, and you're constantly, you know, you're doing your back testing and you have all the stuff drawn up, if you save it, that way you don't lose it if you're using multiple computers. If you're using just one computer, then you should be fine. But if you're going from like a desktop to a laptop and stuff like that, then, you know, you might want to start doing that just to save your information and you're not having to sometimes have to start over and stuff like that. It could be very frustrating.
Okay, a quick question on the beta, because this is my first time seeing it.
Yes.
All the, what do you call it, like London, New York, and Asia, they're the same color?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You can change the color of the boxes. And so what I was just talking about earlier is trying to make the boxes transparent to where it's just basically the rim, you know, so where it's like this,
Yes.
it's just a rim and it's just not a whole gray area.
Right.
So we're gonna work on getting an update to fix that.
Okay.
So that way you
But
can
it
make the
has its,
changes and stuff like that.
it
But
has
you
the-
can change the color of the boxes and stuff like that.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to, because I don't have Windows, so if somebody knows how to do that and just can offer, you know, come on, some help on how to do those changes, if she wants to change that, that would be great.
Yeah. I'll appreciate any help.
Yeah. So anybody that you know, that knows how to do that kind of stuff.
Okay.
You're talking about just changing the colors in the indicator, right?
Well, I have a black screen. I don't mind changing it to white. I don't even know how to change the white screen, the black screen to white now, but it's just a matter of getting a contrast, you know? And, well, the boxes are gray, so if I have to work with it, fine, but, you know?
Yeah.
You're talking about MT4, right?
Yeah,
The background color of the chart.
Yeah, because it's gray on black because the boxes are gray now and my chart is black.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You just right click on the chart, go to properties, and then you got a whole colors tab, and you can. That's where all that's at. That's where all those colors are set. So you can go in there and tweak that to the way you like it.
White.
So just right click on the MT4 chart and go to properties, and you'll see it.
Okay, I saw
Okay.
it. Thanks.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
there's something specific to change with the indicators, then you want to go to the properties of that indicator.
So right click on the indicator of the property of the right click on the indicator and I'll see properties and then I can change colors.
Right.
Okay.
And you'll see the different settings, I should say, that you could use to change, you know.
Yeah, you'll go to the indicator list and then pick the indicator and then load its properties.
Okay.
Okay, so if you right click and see the indicator list, when you right click, choose that and then like whatever indicator you want to manipulate, and then you go to edit. Okay, you see, yeah, and that's how, yeah. So
Okay, so I'll see the beta and then I'll edit.
yeah, go to the beta, then edit and do change. You do what you want there with these boxes and whatnot.
Okay.
And all the EMA colors are on the color tab.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'll see that.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Cool. All right. So any other question, guys? About anything, levels, nothing?
I just have a quick question there about the spreadsheet again.
Yeah.
I know that you've had one with the exit reasons, you know, but like on your website, you still have the one that's not amended. Are you gonna change it?
Yes, I'll upload a new one.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
upload a new one.
and the one that you did the last time I asked, the exit reasons are not linked to the template version. So maybe you can think about doing that as well when you do it.
They're not linked to the template version.
Yeah, because you know when you have a drop down menu.
Yeah.
I know that you added the column, but you know you don't have the drop down menu.
Right. Well, I guess the exit reason was for you to type in what the exit reason was.
Well, I know you do have on the setup tab there, you have a list of exit reasons already.
Right.
But usually you have a drop down menu for everything that you have on the setup tab. You usually have a drop down menu, but on this one it didn't have one.
Okay, gotcha. I'll figure that out because I'm not very good with spreadsheets. I suck at them. So my spreadsheet's a piece of paper and a pen.
All right.
So yeah, I'll make those. I'll have Rob make those changes then.
Okay.
And I'll redo a new one. But all right, cool. Any other questions then?
And I'm sorry, Mark. I came out a little bit late, so I was gonna ask about the indicator with MT4. So my understanding is that they're out now.
Yeah, if you go to the website, to the mentoring website, there's a beta link that you can download the beta version of it.
Excellent, perfect, thank you.
Yeah, so it's available. Anything else?
All good, Mark. Thank you.
Very good. All right. So when this video gets uploaded to the website later tonight, guys, like I said, there's going to be a 15-minute video added to the end of it by Travis that he gave to me, which is basically going over how he does back testing as well. So that way you can get a different perspective. Okay.
All right, greetings traders. Let's get straight to it. So today we are going to go over how to backtest in a very scientific way and to make sure that we capture all the data we can so that we are going to be trading effectively and our backtesting data is going to enhance our trading strategies as within our trading plan. So the first step to this, I already said the key word, is you need to have that trading plan set and in place so that you can test a lot of things out. But if you are trying something new or you're thinking of adding something to your trading plan, that is good as well. The key here is you want to make sure that you write down the specific rules and criterias that you are going to backtest before you even try to go into backtesting, because you don't want to be confused and start looking for new things while backtesting and then you're lost in the sauce of what you're really trying to find. doing it. That's not the purpose. The purpose of back testing is to add validity to your trading strategy. So today I present to you two chart layouts, one on the right, one on the left. That's the layout we're going to do today. It's pound U at pound dollar. This is going to be the 4 hour, and this is going to be the 15 minute where I might flick to the 1 hour possibly. So how are we going to do this? The first thing I want you to do, or want you to understand, is if you are trying to test out a new currency pair, it may be a good idea to not know what happened in the past, or you want to blind test the data on your trading plan before you actually do it, because if you do that, you'll really live, breathe, eat that pair, and you'll understand what it does, and you're not using any type of future bias to interrupt how you're analyzing the chart. What are you talking about, Travis? Okay, I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go right here on that y-axis, and you're gonna pull down all the way, keep pulling. Okay, then you're going to scroll up and you're going to squeeze all the lines together. And what I'm essentially doing is I want to backtest this data, right? But I do not want to see any of the chart data because I want to test it while not knowing anything, and no future bias is going to basically be like, okay, like I know it's going to go short because I accidentally saw it. I'm going to be testing it straight up. So now we need the back testing tool, right? And the back testing tool in TradingView is the replay button. So when you click it, obviously it comes up and you can now figure out where you want to back test, right? So let's try going to say, let's try July. Let's try like mid-July, just for fun, okay? So I'm gonna click here, and as you can see, you're gonna hit the reload button on the bottom right here, and it's gonna generate data. Like, I'm in the middle of nowhere, I don't know what happened in the future, so there's no future bias. This is just a fresh trading chart that now I could go off of. Now we need to synchronize the charts, right? So the one thing I want you to introduce you guys to also is the link tool. So as you can see, this tool on the right hand side is the link tool, and what it does is it basically lines up the drawings on both trading views windows. So whatever I do on this side, it'll show up on this side. So for example, if I put I'm just going to do a horizontal ray right here. Oh, sorry. On the higher time frame, like if I do a horizontal ray, it translates down to the lower time frame. Okay, but obviously, as you saw before, it doesn't work the opposite way. Okay, so that's how that tool works. But say if I click off of it and I click it again, you see it doesn't go to the lower time frame at all. So that's how that share linking tool works. So why I'm showing you this is because we're going to use this to synchronize the chart so that they're on the same candle. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it on first of all, and then we're going to go to the vertical line tool, and then we're going to pull it down, okay, right on the first bar. Okay, so now when you go to your 15 minute, we're going to go to this date. We're going to go to 7/19 of 2019. So make sure you click on the 15-minute window, go to go to, and then you could look for 7/19, right, which is July. So July 19th, go, and then now look at this. Sometimes when you go on the lower charts, the 15 minutes, look at this. They're saying that this is the last bar. The last bar is September 1st, 2019. So you're like, oh my God, like TradingView doesn't have enough data. Well, guess what? Here's a little secret sauce. If you actually click here on the replay button and you go to the last bar, it generates you a whole stack of brand new data coming out on the left hand side. So Now we could thoroughly search for what we're looking for here, which is 7/19 of 2019. So same thing, we can either scroll down or go to find it. I prefer to usually do this and scrunch down and kind of move forward and kind of find it myself. That's just how I like to do things. All right, and let's see. 19th is somewhere 7/19/21. Somewhere right here. I think I didn't have the share tool on when I did it, so all you could do is just click here, click Command C, and then Command V for paste, just to make sure it went on, and there it goes right there. Found it. So now you got the point right here, so all you have to do is click the replay button, click here, boom. Now you hit the reload button, boom. Now both charts are in sync, okay? And you can see that, see? If I zoom out, it's literally this whole thing right here is this whole thing right here, this whole market maker cycle, right? So now we have the back test all set, ready to go. Now when you back test, how I do it is when you move this should move at the same time. So watch the right chart, you see? Let me see. Sorry, I'm gonna delete this and make sure that they're in sync. So I don't think I synced them before. Boom, there you go. So now when you do it, it should move, see? See, as I move the left, the right moves. So now you could really like hone in on the bars when you actually play them. So for example, here we have an Asian range. And then as we move forward, boom, 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 boom. As you can see, we're going into the London session and I'm just playing the bars. And what I do is, like, I take my time if I have time, and like say this is, I know that the 4 hour counts every 4 hours, so I know it's like 9, 5, 1 o'clock. So if I place it right at 5 o'clock, it's already at the next bar, right? So I'll play it and come yet, move it back to right here, which is 9 o'clock, and then I play it again. And then this is where I probably, you know, I'm just playing around. Like this may look like a type 1 setup, right? So then let's say we just put this as a long position. And then say if we tried our gosh darn best to do like a, let's just say a risk rewards of 1 to 2. Something like that. And then we just play the chart. Lost that one, huh? Oh, nope. There. Oh, I lost. Okay, so what we're going to do is now, it went past that bar, so look at this. I'll click on this side. Boom, it went down, right? And then we're going to record this, right? So this is now the most important part. Not the winning aspect of it, actually, but the loss part of it, right? Because something happened here that, you know, did we actually follow the trading plan? Was this actually a good trade? Those are the questions that you want to ask yourself, and that's where we get into this next section, which is actually recording this in detail. So this is the PowerPoint that I created to record everything in terms of the trading data. So you could get this. This is just a general Microsoft PowerPoint. And as you can see, I have a few things on here to record the data. The first thing you see here is the picture, which you could take a screenshot of. If you have a MacBook, you know that's Command-Shift-4, and you should be able to just take it and then do it like a screen like this, and you should be able to take the picture, and then it'll save on your desktop. And then you put the picture here, and what you'll do is you'll take the initial trade without all this done. So basically it will reset it to right here, take the initial picture, and then what you'll do is you'll run the trade and you'll take the picture when you took your L right there. Okay, that's your L. You take a picture, own it, slap it into your slap it into one of these as well. So just to show you the legend what's in here, you have the trade date, you have the strategy, the trade risk, symbol, risk reward, the date it was open, and if it was a win or a loss. So let me show you how this looks like when actually took like some sample raw data from like one of the pound USDs that actually trade that. So let me show you. So for example, this is one of my trades that I back tested, and this was pound USD. This was January 14th. This is a type 1 setup, and I did a trade of 2% with a risk reward of 1 to 5, and the symbol, as you can see, is right here, pound USD, and the data was open. What was the result of that? It was a win. So as you can see on the left hand side, as I trade actually using 4 screens, so I take a picture of all 4 screens because that's what I saw at the time, because that's what made me take the trade. And then I have one big picture of my execution time frame showing the risk to reward, which I did here. It was 20 pips, 30 pips, as you can see. Then below it, I have a comment section. I try to be very detailed with my comment section in terms of what I actually see. So here, what I really wanted to get was what was the actual confirmations that made me want to take the trade, and also just in detail what I was seeing on the higher time frame. Obviously, you see here I said last week price utilized the whole week in order to accumulate orders, right? And that's what I said that was done last week. Okay, so probably right here. And then price then created a bullish candle taking out 1.28 and bolded, and we assume price will retest it, or try to test a higher level. So the key is you want to be able to look at this date, go back in that chart, and you should be able to replay this trade and understand what happened there and what you can learn from it. So that's where you take the second photo. So this is the continuation of it, right? So this is the after, and as you can see, that time it did hit the target, and that's it. But it's good that the trade won, of course. It's good that the trading system won. But what we really want to see from our trading system is the losses that come with it, so we could tweak what's ever in the trading plan. So this is another trade that I took. It was a type 1 setup that was literally the next day, and this was at 8:45 a.m. So that is New York session, right? So look at this. So this was a loss. It was a 1 to 2 trade, and look at it. Price rejected. I just put like general things, why I took it, right? Price rejecting this, confirmations, W formation, swing confirmation. So it wasn't as detailed in terms of entry as the first one, so that could have been a problem. And then look, lost horribly, right? Why? So one of the big things that I put down was, if the 5 and 13 are not crossed, do not take the trade. Because what could have kept this little boo-boo from happening was, if I waited for the cross, this probably would have gave me confirmation that, okay, this would have set trade in. Honestly, when I do back test and I do wait for the 5 and 13 cross, it actually always goes in my favor majority of the time. So, and also, I put that this was a peak formation, and always double check the levels. Another big picture. So knowing the levels is important in taking the trade. So that's something I also recorded. So eventually, when you do this back testing and you're diligent and you do this all the time and just do it for one pair, you almost could live, breathe, eat that one pair. Like my pair is EJ, and I could literally wake up, look at EJ, and I could tell what it's going to do just because I back tested it. I have over around 150 slides for just that pair in terms of back testing it, because you want to gather as much as a year to like 2 to 3 years worth of trading data if you can. So essentially, guys, that's how I do my back testing. And yeah, if anything else in terms of questions like that, feel free to reach out to me or anything like that. And I hope that this content has helped you. Thank you, and I hope y'all have a great day.